The Bruins had lost like 19 consecutive series to the Canadiens going back to the 40s.
The Canadiens were the constant thorn in the Bruins side.
You know, we all heard about it was 45 years, 45 years, 45 years, long time.
The wall was there behind us, and you wanted to be the one to break it, so we did.
I think as a player in 12 seasons, my team was eliminated 7 times by the Canadiens. That is never going away.
We didn't beat them once in my career as a player. You know, it was like part of the routine. Get beat by Montreal, go home for the summer. Get beat by Montreal. Yeah.
The Bruins had lost like 19 consecutive series to the Canadiens going back to the 40s, and so that was a big deal.
The story kept writing itself, or whatever, it just kept happening. They'd lose, they'd lose, they'd lose, they'd lose. It didn't matter how good they were, they'd lose, they'd lose, they'd lose.
Montreal has been a team that the Bruins have always feared and felt like things never bounced the right way, but I think '88 changed all that.
Well, you could see that, you know, people were, in general, were nervous about, you know, playing Montreal. But we had a lot of new people and new faces on the team who had not been, you know, part of the 45 years of losing to them in the playoffs.
Burridge over the line with Casper. Casper cutting in, shot, score! Casper from Burridge to make it 1-0 Boston. Has the check deep, and with it Neely trying to break in, tough angle, cuts in front, scores! Cam Neely breaking in on the left wing. Deflected away by Burridge. Burridge trying to break with Casper over the line, short-handed. Gets it to Casper. Casper in, scores! Casper set up by Burridge to make it 3-0. His second goal of the night.
We had a 2-goal lead, and there was like 5 minutes left. And I'm looking at the clock, and they can still do it. They've done it before. And then there's 3 minutes left, and then 56 seconds left, and I'm thinking, they can't score 2 goals in 50. Yeah, they can.
And then we just shut the door.
I never got to see it as a player, but boy, it's sweet as a broadcaster.
When the buzzer rang, you know, I'm like, wow, we beat Montreal. It was a great feeling.
6 seconds left. Carbonneau just holds it. He says, I concede. And Greg Johnston up from the Maine Mariners played a game, and the salute to Lemlin.
So we're in the dressing room celebrating. My parents are there, my brother, the family. We're all like, and the guys are all hugging each other and throwing beer at each other, whatever. And then they came in and asked Reggie, Bob Newmeyer is on the bench, and he'd like to have you live, you know, I think it was like 9:30 or 10 o'clock news or whatever for sports. I said, okay, I'll go over there. So I just lit up a cigar. So I'm going on the bench, man, and the interview starts, and Bob says, oh, you're doing your best imitation of Red Auerbach. And I go, who's Red Auerbach?
When we beat Montreal, you know, it was like we come back to the airport, and there was a whole bunch of state troopers there because they got to form a line for us to get out of the airport. That's how many people were waiting for us when we got back.
And we came back home, and it was mayhem when we got to the airport and just trying to get through the airport, getting to our cars. It was nuts. You know, it's something that's ingrained and you never ever forget.
Yeah, I was blown away. I don't think any of us really expected that. I mean, you know, we certainly knew what the impact of beating Montreal in the playoffs were, not just for ourselves for that particular series and then moving on to conference finals, but also what it meant to Bruins sports fans across New England and across the globe, for that matter.
Going to the airport, I swear to God, we won the Stanley Cup. It was just like, wow. We didn't realize it. You know, it's like Poppy hitting the home run and beating the Yankees. You know, the Bambino curse is over. That was the feeling. Because don't forget, if you look at the history, we all were up against it. The wall was there behind us. And you wanted to be the one to break it. So we did.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even the Stanley Cup, but it was just like, again, it was similar, not quite as long a drought, but similar to the Red Sox and the curse of the Bambino. you know, when they finally got that off their back, you know, after 80 years or whatever it was, the Canadiens were the constant thorn in the Bruins side.
You know, we all heard about it was 45 years, 45 years, 45 years, long time. So we knew it was a big deal, but, you know, once you get to the airport and you see that, you know, at the time of night that we landed, I think it really showed us, wow, this is a bigger deal than we may even have thought it was.
Oh, it meant a lot. It meant a lot for everybody. The organization, I mean, it was like going to heaven, I think, for a lot of people. And the fans, of course, too, you know, all those loyal, hardcore Bruins fans that had lived it for that period, right? It was pretty special.
Because we're talking about generations of fans that, you know, had heartache with that club up in Montreal. So it was pretty special to be on a team that you know, beat them in the playoffs, especially up in Montreal.
For the Bruins, it was a hurdle that they just couldn't get over, and to finally have it happen after that, it happened a lot more often. So it was fun to be part of that team for the first in 44, 45 years, to be able to do that and say that you beat Montreal in the playoffs. So it was cool.